let's take a look at our problem of the day. Let's see, it says Bode received an amount of money and spent 1/4 of his money on fun things. I can only imagine. Way to go, Bode. 2/3 of his money on more fun things. This guy's got it going. Must be a freshman at college there. And has $120 left. Woo! How much did he have to begin with? I haven't even looked at Facebook today to see whether we got some folks who made some guesses at this. I hope we have some that came up with the answer and decided how much our good person Bode had left over. We know how much he got left over. We don't know how much he started with. So how much did he actually spend? That could be another great question here. Well, I tell you what do we not know? A lot of things in this. But what do we do? What do we know? We have $120 left over. That's a definite starting point. And we're going to work backwards because we started out with some money. We don't know what it is. Why not? Call it X. We're going to say X equals that amount of money. I'll tell you, this is a good, wise moment to parents. Do not put a big amount of money in the bank. It will go fast in the freshman semester. Spread it out so they don't wind up spending like this young man did. My goodness. Let's see what we got. We have X for the amount of money. We also, he spent some fun things. And that's so typical. Minus 1/4 X. All right. And then, oh my goodness, 2/3 of the money went away also. It's called freshman quarter, freshman semester, first time through, and man, they go through money fast. Equaling $120 left, I guess, for good things, for the most important things. Oh my goodness, let's see what we've got going on here. Now you see what I did. The amount of money, we subtract 1/4 of it, we subtract 2/3 of it, equaling 120. And by the way, Bode, you're going to be all right. You didn't go in the hole. You weren't in a negative amount of money. That's good, important things. Now, let's see what happens at this point. We're going to put a 1 in front of that X, just because it makes it a little bit easier to match up with the like terms down through here. Now, fractions, oh fractions, oh fractions. Some of you are going like, why couldn't you have made those decimals? Well, because 2/3 is a funky looking decimal. It'd be 0.66666. It repeats. 1/4, 0.25 or 2500ths, that's fine. But this repeating decimal would mess us up. So we're going to have to go fractions. Got to play the fractions on this. And besides that, 2/3 isn't that bad. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to go for I'm going to put a 1 under there. How about that? How about that? Would that make sense, everybody? 1/1, it's a fraction. Now I'm looking for a common denominator. Common denominator between 1, 4, and 3. Forget about the x's right now. All we're worrying about is what's the common denominator if we have a 1, 4, and a 3, because that's what this amounts to. It's just fractions. And I would say, how about 12? We'll have 12, we'll have a 12, and we'll have a 12. We have a minus in front of this little guy, we have a minus in front of this. And you know what? 1 goes into 12 times, and 12 times 1, oh, that's 12. So we'll keep the x around because it's important. Now, how about our next little guy? 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 3 times 1 is 3, and we'll keep the x right there. Keep it happy. And on the end of it, how about it? 3 goes into 12, I believe 4 times, and 4 times 2 gives us 8. Now everybody has an x. Everybody has a certain amount of 12s, and you know what? This is really an easy problem at this point. Oh, we won't have $120 left over. We are not giving that away. We're keeping that out there. That's right, Bode. It's got to stay in the pot there. Now, let's see where we're going to go. We're going to say 12 minus 3 minus 8. That's pretty straightforward. It's going to give us 1/12. We have an x hanging out right there, equaling to, how about it, 120. Now, I know some of you are thinking right now, says, well, that's a goofy problem. I said, well, why is it goofy? I would say, well, because if you divide 12 into 120, you get 10. He has $120 left over. How could he lose? That's not what we do, is it? We can't say divide 12 into 120. It makes no sense, all right? So what do we got to do? We've got to clean this thing up with a reciprocal moment. We're going to use 12 over 1. We're going to multiply the left-hand side, multiplication property of equality alert coming your way right now. And we're going to multiply the other side by 12 over 1. We'll drop a 1 under this so nobody puts in the wrong place and gets some crazy looking answer. What are we going to have? Well, from what I see, we get everything going away except x on the left. which is fun. On the right, 12 times 120. I hope you guys at home or you're tuning in online, you've already gone and figured out, I know what I got to do, got to multiply. So let's do it. We'll do it quickly on the calculator here and see where we end up. And see how much money Bode has wasted. Oh my goodness, he started out with 1,440. That's the starting amount. Wow. Does it make sense? In other words, does this number make sense? Those of you who were saying 10, certainly 10 should not have made sense if you were trying to divide 12 into 120, but it's a multiplication situation. So let's play this thing out. First of all, it means we started out with what? 1,440. Then we lost how much? We lost a fourth of that. So let's go over here real quickly to the calculator and let's subtract. Well, let's not subtract. Let's divide, actually. Let's take 140. Let's do better than that. Let's do 1,440. And we'll divide by 4 because we're taking a fourth of that, right, everybody? Oh, my goodness, taking a fourth of that. We'll divide by 4. There it is. See how much we've got. Well, we lost $360 on that one. That was doing fun things. All right, so we got our 360 going. Now you say, Ernie, what are you going to do with the next one? You're saying 2/3 of it. Well, we're going to simply do this. We're going to take our 2 and we'll put it as a fraction. It's a division. And this time I'm going to multiply because it was basically the same thing as dividing by 4. It's the same thing as multiplying by 1/4. So let's do that times our 1,440 and hope it comes out decent. Ooh, I'll get 960. This young man's spending money pretty quick. And what happens is we should end up with what, 120 if we subtract and subtract. Let's check it out and see. We've got the calculator back up here real quick. And I got 1,440. We're going to subtract, that's the minus sign, Ernie. 360. Subtract again. 960. It's a lot of money, Bode. And see if we got 120 left over. We do. We do. So substituting back in, we are at $120. That's not a lot left over, but that's what he's got. That's what we got on that one. So, Bode, need to learn how to save a little bit more money. It's nice to have fun. Don't use up 11/12 of your allowance on that, okay?